Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to Enterprise Center. I'm Jasmine Huda with KTVI Fox 2, flagship station for the 5th year for Guns N' Hoses, and your ringside reporter for the big event. That's right. It's hard to believe, everyone. 2 weeks from tonight, it is go time for Guns N' Hoses. Now, I know some of you are wondering, why are we here now? Because historically, we have these press conferences after the main event, but hey, we've got some big news today, some big announcements. You probably noticed some new faces here at the head table. So I'm gonna begin with some introductions. To my left, we have David Stokes, the president of Budweiser Guns N' Hoses and the president and CEO of Grey Eagle Distributors. Eric Schreiman, welcome back, president and CEO of Club Elite and Club Fitness. Larry O'Toole, executive director of the Backstoppers. Lieutenant Colonel Eric Larson, St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department. Chief Dennis Jenkerson, St. Louis Fire Department. And Colonel Kenneth Gregory, Chief, good to see you, Chief of Police, St. Louis County. To my right, does he need an introduction? I'll do it anyway. Steve Hawley, Executive Director, Budweiser Guns N' Hoses. Our new Attorney General for the state of Missouri, Ms. Catherine Hanaway. Welcome. It's good to have you here. Vice President of Guns N' Hoses, Jesse Finney. Kurt Kruger, General Manager, KTVI, Fox 2. And my boss. And we are welcoming Jay Atkins, Director of Government Relations for FanDuel. Glad to have you up here. Last but not least, Mr. Jim Wers, ring announcer and longtime volunteer with Guns N' Hoses. Well, we have quite the turnout this afternoon. So again, thanks so much, everyone, for taking time this afternoon. Our first speaker is the heartbeat of Guns N' Hoses. Everyone, please welcome Mr. Steve Hawley.
My voice is about shot, but can you hear me? Working? Thank you all for being here. We're here for one reason, to support the survivors. But those 3 words, it takes a lot to get that done. So I want to recognize a few people before we get started. Over here to my left, I'd like to thank the Guns N' Hoses Board of Directors for being here and always being available and helping put the greatest show on earth every Thanksgiving Eve. So thank you all to all of our Board of Directors. We've made some new friends. The Police Board of Commissioners is here. Thank you. Welcome to the family. It takes a lot to get this big boat moving. It does take a lot to get this big boat moving. We've got over 300 volunteers, over 150 sponsors, 15,000 fans. We start January 1st every year. We start with no money in the coffers. We build it up. We give what we make to our partner, the Backstoppers, and we do it again. Craziest thing you ever heard of, right? Nobody, who does it that way? Nobody does it that way. But we've been doing it that way for 38 years. It works. We're not going to change it. As long as we can keep all of you folks involved, engaged, we're going to keep on keeping on. Today, as Jasmine mentioned, is a big day for Guns N' Hoses. We're going to talk about a new format for the show. Our partners from Club Elite, Club Fitness, have got an unbelievable announcement. And as you can imagine, FanDuel's coming in as a new partner. That's why they're here. So this is a monumental day in Guns N' Hoses. So as I turn it over, my voice is going. I want to play a little number game with you. I'm going to tell you a number and tell me if anybody thinks why that number is important. 1998. Any thoughts? It's the last day, the last show, Guns N' Hoses did not have a portrait in the ring. 1998. We know what's going to happen, but we keep on keeping on. Okay, now for some fun numbers. The number 2. Guns N' Hoses has been here 38 years. We've had 2 presidents, Jerry Clinton, David Stokes, Hall of Famers. We've had 2 vice presidents, Jack Mardelli, Jesse Finney. We've had 2 facilities, the Arena and Enterprise Center. So 2 is a pretty big number. We've had 2 directors of operations, my dad, Bo Holly, and Brian Hayes. So 2 is a big number. We've only had 1 Merle Taylor. They haven't figured out how to clone him. If he'd have been around when Tom Brady cloned his dog, he might have said, clone me up. But there's only been 1 Merle Taylor, and we're not even going to try and match him or clone him. But thank you all for being here. It means the world to me. I ask a lot, and everybody always delivers. So thank you very much. At this point, I want to turn it over to Jesse Finney, and he's got some news for you.
Once again, thank you guys for being here this evening, or today. I can tell you from Steve's heart, my heart, and everyone up here, we couldn't do this, all the volunteers that give all their time and their effort and everything else you guys do. We got some exciting news with FanDuel, Club Fitness, and some other people that I'll let everyone else explain. I'm here to talk about the fun stuff, the fights. So I think that Steve Holly does something very unique every single year, and we always wonder what it's going to be, if it's Santa Claus coming from the ceiling or reindeers or whatever it may be. This year he came out with something that we and St. Louis firefighters, police officers from the St. Louis region are going to fight Kansas City. And I think that that's something new that is going to be absolutely great, because we know St. Louis is much better than Kansas City at everything, right? Yes, so those are fighting words, as Mr. Stokes says. So that we're going to have mixed martial arts on the card as well. We're going to have boxing on the card as well. I think that everybody comes here for the right reasons, but I also think that if it wasn't for the trainers and the fighters and everyone else that goes along with it, we wouldn't have a show. But I can tell you this year, by looking at the fight card, and I'll never say this, and everybody can attest to this, tonight, those fights are going to be absolutely incredible. And I think that we will take down Kansas City. So thank you guys for being here.
Thank you, Jesse. Our next speaker is the president of Guns N' Hoses, Mr. David Stokes. A little bit of information about David. He became the president of Guns N' Hoses in 2005, taking over from the founding father, Jerry Clinton. And I speak from experience when I say that it is David's leadership that has been instrumental in the continued growth of this organization and its mission. The lifetime donations to Guns N' Hoses, from Guns N' Hoses to the Backstoppers, now totals almost $13 million. That's a lot of money. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. David Stokes.
Thank you, Jasmine. It's a great privilege here to be here today, and I want to extend welcome to everybody here in the room, including the new Board of Commissioners. Welcome to the Guns N' Hoses family, as Steve said. But as I think about why we're all here today, to me, this room is a testament to what Guns N' Hoses is all about. I mean, we're all showing up here today. You got chiefs up here at the table, you got coaches, you got volunteers, and to me, that's what makes the success of Guns N' Hoses what it is. And tack that on to the community here in St. Louis that shows up every year, selling out the enterprise. That's what it's all about. And so really kind of hats off. It's fun to be up here representing it. But to me, that's what really brings it to the table. And you think about since 1987, it's quite an accomplishment to keep things running. And one of the things that has helped put fuel on the fire has been some of the sponsors that have come to the table. And initially, we had a lot of local sponsors that came to the table. We were kind of a small local event. We made, I think we lost money the first year and made a little bit since then. But that's really helped us kind of bring the event and the contributions to the Backstoppers to the next level. And so we now have national sponsors, Budweiser, Stiefel, Ford, Rawlings, Country Financial, Jack in the Box, Serve Pro, First Form, AT&T, Drury, and Cigna. So some pretty big names. But I'm very excited today that we have a returning sponsor who you hear from, Club Fitness, and a brand new sponsor with FanDuel that have come to the table. So that's the type of response we've been getting. That's what keeps Guns N' Hoses going. But we never sit still. We've won a couple Emmys, which is great. But for some reason, Steve keeps thinking we need to raise the bar from a creative standpoint. We've had people dropping from the rafters. And one of the traditions that has been really neat is having our Attorney General do the final end-of-watch ceremony. And we're pleased to have Catherine joining us to continue that tradition. We're also pleased with our 5-year tradition from the very beginning with Fox 2 as our partner, bringing it really to the big stage, to television, which really helps raise awareness not only for the cause, but it really creates that community impact that we're looking to see. And lastly, as Jesse mentioned, a new twist this year, we're calling it the Show Me Showdown, the Kansas City versus St. Louis. So I think that's going to be exciting to see, and everybody will be pumped up for that. I know Steve will have a few more surprises. He makes sure that we don't reveal it all at once, but I really appreciate everybody being here today, and we'll keep the show moving. So thank you, and as Jasmine said, it's go time.
Thank you, David. Club Fitness has been part of the St. Louis community for more than 40 years. And it was 1 year ago that Club Fitness joined the Guns N' Hoses family. And they did it in a really big way, making a big splash with the Club Fitness Donation Challenge. And the Club Fitness Donation Challenge was a $50,000 commitment, and it ultimately raised $100,000 because of matching donations. So quite a first year, Eric. This year, thanks to an anonymous donor who contributed another $50,000 to match the Club Fitness donation, Club Elite Club Fitness Donation Challenge will now be in the amount of, drumroll, $100,000. And we want to hear more about it. So let's welcome Eric Schreiman.
Well, you stole a little bit of my thunder, but that's okay. That's okay. Good afternoon. Absolute pleasure and honor to be here today. This is our second year as a participant in this program, and it's absolutely amazing. Last year was our first year. Last year, in addition to, as an organization, we rolled out what we call our Prime program, and it's a program for police and firefighters as their recruits to utilize any one of our facilities free of charge. So we're helping those recruits get in shape and get prepared for the battle. So Yeah, it's been an absolute honor, and we're grateful and we're thankful for the opportunity to continue to be part of the community, and look forward to the fights for sure. Thank you.
Thanks, Eric. We look forward to seeing you 26th here at Enterprise Center, and probably the day after Thanksgiving at Club Fitness when we're working off the turkey. By the way, during Guns N' Hoses, we're being broadcast on Fox 2. My colleague Laura Simon is going to be providing updates on the Club Elite Club Fitness Donation Challenge. So stick around and pay attention to that. But gosh, $100,000. That is incredible. And, you know, we're hoping that $100,000 is going to be raised with that matching donation, with a matching donation that makes it $200,000. And this is about supporting the backstoppers. One person who is very hopeful that $200,000 is raised is the executive director of the backstoppers, Lieutenant Colonel Larry O'Toole. $200,000 sounds pretty good.
You know, if we can do more than that, I certainly wouldn't turn it down, I can tell you. Thank you. Hey, the big winner is the Backstoppers. But so first, a thank you to all of our sponsors for what you do, and to everybody, because it's a big process here to do this. You know, we hear the numbers and we hear what Guns N' Hoses, what they give to us. $1 million the last couple of years. That's a little less than 1/3 of what our budget is. We support 100 families, 75 children. And a lot of you don't know because we haven't put that much out information, but we have a catastrophic injury fund. And we only have 13 officers first responders in that category. Last year, we added Ferguson officer T.J. Brown to that catastrophic injury. And this year, we had Officer Nathan Spees. So it takes a lot to do this. And I can't tell you how much it means when we're sitting in there and what we do for our families. And since 1998, we haven't had anybody in there. This year, you're going to see 5 fallen first responders in that ring. Their pictures or portraits. And you see those 5, and you say, there's those 5 fallen. When I see those 5, I see those 5, and I see 2 widows and 4 children. That's what that represents. So, hey, thank you very much for everything you do. All the sponsors, thank you. We can't do our job without this. So it really, truly, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And Jasmine, it's go time.
All right, everyone. Moving on. On Monday, August 19th, history was made. Catherine Hanaway was appointed as the new Attorney General for the state of Missouri. She is the state's top cop, and she is going to continue the tradition of leading our end-of-watch ceremonies at Guns N' Hoses. When I heard about that, I was so excited. We are thankful that you could make the trip from Jefferson City today. Everyone, let's give a warm welcome to the Honorable Catherine Hanaway, Attorney General.
Thank you so much. The first time I ever went to Guns N' Hoses was about 20 years ago when I became the United States Attorney here and was the Chief Federal Prosecutor. And I hadn't ever seen anything quite like it. It's a night to remember for anyone who hasn't had the opportunity to be there, and somehow the team makes it a joyous night that's almost like a reunion for all the first responders in town. All the police officers and firefighters. Now, at the time, my assistant was married to a police officer in the city of St. Louis, and she said, I got to tell you, the spouses hate this event more than any other because it just means our spouses are going to be hungover for Thanksgiving. But it is just such a special and joyous night because somehow you all have found a way to make it a celebration and raise money for just what Colonel O'Toole described. These families who are the survivors of our fallen men and women who, when they see trouble and all of us run the other direction, they run towards it for us and often make the end of the ultimate sacrifice. I will be saddened but very honored to lead the end of watch ceremony. I've participated in one for a family member who was a volunteer firefighter, and let me tell you, when they make that call and there's no answer, there's nothing sadder. So I will be very honored to recognize those who made the ultimate sacrifice for all of us. And to be politically correct today, I did wear a little red for the firefighters and a little blue for the police. So thank you all. I look forward to it.
Thank you, Madam Attorney General. Your red and my blue, we are on the same wavelength. We're covered. We're covered. We are really excited that you can be part of the event this year. Thank you. You know, Guns and Hoses would not be possible if it weren't for the volunteers. 300 plus volunteers with this organization. Our next speaker is Jim Morris. Jim's been a volunteer with Guns and Hoses for almost 35 years. So since you were 5. He was a young man. But really, Jim has watched, David was talking about the early days of this event. You've watched the transformation from the infancy to what it is today, where we've been raising $1 million a year after year. And so Jim's going to give us a little history of Guns and Hoses and a little bit about the mission. Let's welcome Jim Morris.
Thank you, Jasmine. Yeah, Guns N' Hoses has been around since 1987, like we've said. And when I started in 1993, I was actually in my 20s. It was a lifetime ago. And it was founded on a very simple premise that our first responders, if they are killed in the line of duty, their families need help. And the backstoppers were there. And the original idea for Guns N' Hoses came from Merle Taylor. His first idea was to have boxers come in from New York City and box guys from St. Louis. They played around with that. They partnered up with a number of other local businessmen, people that were looking ahead. That was what was going to be needed in the future, including Bo Holly, Jack Mortarelli, Jerry Clinton. They were the guys that started this, and most of the people on the list we've lost, everyone except for Steve, but we've been so incredibly fortunate that when we lost Jerry Clinton, David Stokes was there to accept the challenge and take on our cause as his own. And a large part of the reason why we are where we are today. And we have Jesse Finney. Jesse has stepped in. There's no one in the state of Missouri or probably in the Midwest that knows the fighting game better than Jesse. And his heart is with us. He all of us are volunteers. Myself, we don't get paid for this, and I wouldn't get paid for it. This is something out of love for what needs to be done. And no one else in the country that can do this. There are different Guns and Hoses and similar events all across the country, but none of them can match the passion or the donation level that we do here in St. Louis. And it's very simple to explain, yet very difficult. It takes a village to raise a child. It also takes a village to grow an event like this and to grow it from something that first year in '87 where they lost money to, for the last 4 years, we've been giving $1 million. It takes the hundreds of volunteers, hundreds and thousands of hours every year to put this show together. It takes the first responder community. Without our first responders, the city, the county, the surrounding counties, without their support, this doesn't happen either. It's truly incredible what we have become over the years. And it's a great honor to serve as a volunteer. we're blessed and excited to say as volunteers, we've done well, but we're not done yet, and we have places to go. This isn't our peak, and that's what makes us different than most other organizations. We're not happy with where we are. We'd like to raise more money. That's what our job is. Our job is very simple. We're here to raise as much money as we possibly can. And watching the event grow from year to year, it stirs an incredible amount of pride, from myself, everyone sitting at this front table, to all of the volunteers, whether it be their first year volunteering, or their 38th. So on behalf of all the coaches, the volunteers, and everyone, thank you for everything that you do, but we're not done yet. The only ways we raise money, and I want to stress this, is by ticket sales, by sponsorships, and by merchandise sales the night and the weeks before the event. So always push any of your friends, anybody that's here, go buy a t-shirt, go buy a hat. We've got some great shirts, hats, hoodies that are going to be on sale this year. And we're also lucky, David mentioned a little bit, that at the beginning we started out with just local sponsors. And as we've grown and have gotten the recognition of the national stage, it's more groups have started to come in. And it has made it so much easier and so much more profitable for the backstoppers, having the larger corporations come in. Now, our sponsors, they're awesome, and our newest sponsor, FanDuel, they're new to our area, but their belief in supporting first responders goes back to their very beginnings. They hold the same thought that we do. The first responders and the families of those that we've lost, there's no one else that's more important. And now I'd like to introduce Jay Atkins. Jay is the Director of Government Relations at FanDuel. And Jay, welcome, and thank you, and welcome to the family.
Thank you, Jim. I don't know if the microphone is going to reach this far, so I might have to speak loudly. But Jim, I appreciate your kind words. I really do, and I can't tell you how excited FanDuel is to join the Guns and Hoses family. I do want to start quickly by saying a special thanks to Colonel O'Toole and to Steve Hawley for all the work you've done, and Steve especially, when we reached out and all the work you've done to help make this possible and help welcome FanDuel to the family. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. And as we are prepared to launch here in Missouri, our online sportsbook, by the way, goes live December 1st. If you haven't seen all the billboards, you'll pass some of them on your way to and from the arena. But when FanDuel comes to a new state, when we come to a new town, it is incredibly important to us that we take the time to get to know the folks and the friends in the communities and states we're going to operate in. And it's important to us that we become a part of that community and support those communities in ways that really matter. There's no different to how we approached St. Louis. And one of the key pillars of our community engagement initiative is to support veterans and first responders and all the good work that they do. We are passionate about supporting these groups, and we're committed we are committed to supporting all of the heroes that we depend on every day to go out about our lives. As General Hanaway said, it is a privilege that we get to go about our daily lives and do our work without having to worry about whether or not somebody's going to be there to take care of us when things go wrong. And it's our first responders that do that, and we appreciate that. As a Missouri resident, as a veteran, as a former prosecutor for the Attorney General's office, this event is personal to me. I love it. I've come a number of times. I look forward to being here every year. And when I joined FanDuel and we started having discussions about what community impact would look like and what opportunities were available, I knew immediately that our team would be excited about supporting backstoppers through Guns and Hoses. So when we started talking about that internally, they jumped on it and knew that it would fit very well with our culture and those values that are important to us as a company. So again, I thank you, Steve, for the opportunity to be a part of this. And I'm thrilled to say that FanDuel gets to stand shoulder to shoulder now with our first responders as we help raise money to support the families of our fallen brothers and sisters. So with that, I'm going to ask David, could you come up here with me briefly? I want to. I don't know, what do the logistics here, we got something? Yeah, if we can get a little assistance. So I will say quickly before we get to this that I can't wait to be back here in 2 weeks and hope to see all of you ringside, see all of you out in the stands, and stop by. We're going to have a big group from FanDuel here, so please stop by and say hi. And I am excited to announce on behalf of the FanDuel family, from our family to yours, we are proud to donate $300,000 to the Backstoppers. And thank you, David, thank you for everything you do. Thank you, and Fights On. Did I get it right? Is it Fights On? Let's go. Go time. It's go time. It's go time. Thank you.
You got 2 weeks to practice.
I'll get it right next time.
Yes, thank you so much, Jay. Let's give a big round of applause to our sponsors. Welcome to Jay. And of course, Club Elite, Club Fitness, what you guys are doing for this event and for this cause is incredible. Everyone, this has been a wonderful event for all of us to be here this afternoon. Reminder, Guns and Hoses, 2 weeks from tonight here at Enterprise Center. And if you can't make it, it will be broadcast live here on Fox 2, 6:30 to 9 p.m. And we will also be streaming it. So, pretty awesome. We'll see you back here, everyone. Thank you so much.